I don't think about perception much anymore. I believe in what I'm doing. I think I understand my craft. I feel like I elevate the jobs I'm in, and I make sure I do, and I put the work in. I work hard.
The Hollywood A-lister is back in the news, but this time it has nothing to do with a huge film role. The famous Hollywood actor is finally speaking out about the secret family feud and why he thinks there's no going back after years of controversy, internet sensations, and agonizing silence. For Brad Pitt, the solution is deeply rooted in a history of betrayal, trauma, and animosity within his family. Follow along as we try to figure out what motivated Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt considers the relationship he has with his two boys to be unbreakable. This information has been revealed by sources close to the Oscar-winning actor, nearly a decade after he and Angelina Jolie broke up. Allegedly, Brad's violent behavior on a private plane in 2016 towards his then-wife Angelina and their children was the catalyst for the divorce. In light of his history of accusations and his current behavior, Brad Pitt reportedly has severed ties with his son Pax, adding fuel to the fire of his troubled relationship with his children. Apparently, Pitt has distanced himself from the relationship because he views it as unfixable. This comes at the same time that Shiloh has reportedly removed the Pitt from her name, and other children have reportedly done the same, perhaps influenced by Jolie's parenting style. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's feud has raged on for 9 long years. The 61-year-old reportedly has cut ties with his ex-wife Angelina Jolie and their son Pax, adding to the drama that Shiloh has just removed the Pitt from her surname. According to the Daily Mail, Brad Pitt's strained relationship with his sons appears to be beyond repair. Brad has cut off contact with his eldest sons, Maddox and Pax, after his split from Angelina Jolie. He blames Jolie and the custody arrangements she made after the divorce for the problems he has with his kids. The difficulties the children are experiencing are, according to a close associate of Brad's, the direct result of their upbringing. At this point in their lives, they have the legal capacity to make their own choices. The responsibility for any consequences stems from them. Brad believes that their continuing arguments stem from their upbringing, and that Angelina is to blame for the problems their children are going through. It has been reported that Angelina has claimed that Brad's broken relationships are a result of his aggressive behavior. She stated that he had shaken her and then pushed her against the wall of the loo after grabbing her by the head. Reportedly, he struck another child and choked one of them, who was supposedly Maddox, as the boy tried to defend his mother. The 61-year-old actor reportedly blames Angelina for his children's behavior, as she has primary custody, and claims that some of the children begged him to stop, leaving him frozen and scared. An insider told the Daily Mail that Brad blames Angelina. Angelina claims that her ex-husband Brad continues to play the victim card and that their children have been affected by his alleged violent acts. His treatment of his children is the root cause of the rift between them. According to an insider, Maria, the actress, needs him to quit blaming others. But 3 of the children have taken steps to separate themselves from their father by adopting the surname Jolie. After Shiloh turned 18, she formally dropped the surname Pitt. The name Shiloh Nouvelle Jolie now fully describes her. Vivian, who co-wrote the musical The Outsiders with her mom, listed herself as Vivian Jolie on the playbill, while Zahara seems to share the same surname. For a while now, Brad Pitt's connection with his children has been strained. In 2020, on Father's Day, she posted a photo of Pitt accepting an Oscar and wrote, "Your horrible and despicable character is on full display in all that you do. Your 4 little children, who are terrified of you, show no sign of care or empathy whatsoever. You have made life an eternal misery for the people closest to me. The truth will come out regardless of what you tell yourself and others. Even the children's father's side of the family has apparently lost touch with them. The youngest children are primarily under Angelina's custody. Because she wanted what was best for her family, Angelina left Brad, she said in an interview with Vogue in 2008. According to her, it was the best option. Brad discussed his struggles with substance dependence in an interview with GQ in 2017, citing the breakup as a major catalyst for personal growth. Also, he said, "It's just really, really shocking for the kids to suddenly have their family torn apart." And he called the custody battle involving his children an investment in vitriolic hatred. It was. After an anonymous passenger on a flight accused Pitt of physically and verbally abusing one of his children, the Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, began looking into the allegations in September 2016. The FBI and the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services did not, however, press charges against Pitt in connection with the matter. A legal battle involving their shared vineyard led to Jolie filing a countersuit against Pitt in 2022. According to Jolie's legal team, Pitt wanted her to sign a non-disclosure agreement during negotiations so she wouldn't talk about his abuse of her and their kids outside of court. Among other things, her complaint claimed that he had grabbed and shaken her during the flight, strangled one of their children, and hit another one in the face. Even with his sons, though, tension remains. With his daughters changing their last name and his ongoing feud with Angelina Jolie impacting their lives, Brad Pitt's family dynamic has been in a state of flux. A complete breakdown in family dynamics has occurred. Who is his family? Let's find out. Many of Pitt's co-stars, including Shalane McCall, Juliette Lewis, Robin Givens, Jill Schoelen, and Gina Davis, were in relationships with him between the late 1980s and the early 90s. It is worth mentioning that Pitt started dating McCall and Lewis when they were only 15 and 16 years old, respectively. Afterwards, Pitt's relationship with Seven co-star Gwyneth Paltrow, which lasted from 1994 to 1997, was heavily publicized. The two were engaged. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt were married in a small ceremony in Malibu on July 29, 2000. Pitt met Aniston in 1998, but they did announce their split in January 2005. 2 months down the road, Aniston claimed irreconcilable differences and filed for a divorce. Their divorce was finalized on October 2005 by the Los Angeles Superior Court. Pitt stated in an interview he did in February 2009 that he and Aniston still check in with each other, highlighting that they remained substantial parts of each other's lives, despite reports of a strained relationship. Angelina Jolie, Pitt's co-star from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, was the center of much media attention during Pitt's divorce. They both denied any infidelity and said they fell in love on set. The media interpreted paparazzi photos of Pitt, Jolie, and Aniston's son Maddox enjoying a beach day in Kenya as evidence of their romance in April 2005, which was just 1 month after Aniston filed for divorce. As 2005 progressed, they became more frequently photographed together, prompting the entertainment industry to dub them Brangelina. The first time Jolie and Pitt publicly acknowledged their relationship was on January 11, 2006, when she told people that she was expecting Pitt's child. They had been dating for 7 years when they became engaged on April 20, 2012. After Pitt and Jolie's public wedding on August 14, 2014, they had a private ceremony at France's Chateau Miraval on August 23, 2014. Claiming irreconcilable differences, Jolie filed for a divorce from Pitt in September 2016. The divorce was finalized by April 12, 2019. Pitt filed a lawsuit against Jolie for selling her share of the winery they co-owned to another party. In response, she filed a countersuit. accusing Pitt of verbally and physically abusing her and their children on a flight in 2016. A jewelry designer named Ines de Ramon became his girlfriend in 2022. Pitt accompanied Jolie to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, in July 2005, when the actress adopted a girl named Zahara. Pitt was about to become the adoptive dad of Maddox, a boy who was adopted by Jolie and her daughter, on December 3, 2005. A judge in California granted Jolie's wish to have the children's last names changed from Jolie to Jolie Pitt in January 2006, and the adoptions were then finalized. Shiloh was born to Jolie and Brad Pitt on May 27, 2006, in Swakopmund, Namibia. Pitt verified that she met the requirements to obtain a passport from Namibia. The parents-to-be sold the initial daughter photos on Getty Images. People paid more than $4.1 million for the rights in the North American market, while Hello paid around $3.5 million to acquire the rights in the United Kingdom. Charities that support children in Africa received the proceeds from the sale. For the first time ever, the New York City Wax Museum Madame Tussauds unveiled a statue of the 2-month-old. From an orphanage in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Jolie adopted Pax, a boy of 3 years old, on March 15, 2007. Pitt brought the young boy into his American family on February 21, 2008. Announcement of twin pregnancies was made by Jolie at the 2008 Cannes Film Festival. She became a mother on July 12, 2008, in Nice, France, to a son named Knox and a daughter named Vivienne. Both People and Hello purchased the initial twin photo rights for $14 million, the priciest portraits of famous people ever captured. The Jolie Pitt Foundation was the beneficiary of the couple's generous donation. A custody battle involving their children has been ongoing since Jolie's divorce petition from Pitt was filed on September 19, 2016. After more than 4.5 years of legal proceedings, in May of 2021, Jolie was granted joint custody. Pitt had previously had full custody. Judge John W. Ouderkirk of the Los Angeles Superior Court was removed from the case due to concerns about his impartiality, as he failed to adequately disclose his financial relationships with Pitt's legal team. Because of this, the custody arrangement went back to how it had been in November 2018, when Pitt was granted custodial time with their minor children and Jolie was granted primary physical custody. If we want to know how Brad Pitt's family life fell apart, we have to start at the beginning. Pitt had his breakout role as a cowboy hitchhiker in Thelma and Louise, directed by Ridley Scott and set in a road movie. His breakout roles came in a number of critically acclaimed films, including Fight Club, Interview with the Vampire, Legends of the Fall, 7N, a crime thriller, and A River Runs Through It, a drama. With his roles in Ocean's 11 and its sequels, directed by Steven Soderbergh, he became even more financially successful. Hits like World War Z, Bullet Train, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a romantic crime film, and the historical epic Troy cemented Pitt's position as a leading man. For his part as a stuntman in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino, Pitt won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. 12 Monkeys, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, a fantasy romance, and Moneyball, a sports drama, were among the films that nominated him for Academy Awards. He has also been in several critically acclaimed films, including Babel, Burn After Reading, Inglourious Bastards, The Tree of Life, The Big Short, and The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Pitt helped establish Plan B Entertainment, a production company, in 2001. His producing credits include 12 Years a Slave, which took home the Oscar for Best Picture, as well as nominations for Moneyball and The Big Short. Pitt was named to Forbes' Celebrity 100 list for 6 consecutive years, 2006 to 2008, and to Time magazine's 100 list for 2007, confirming his status as one of the most powerful celebrities of all time. He has 6 children from his marriages to actresses Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie, the most publicized of his relationships. William Alvin Pitt, a trucking company owner, and Jane Etta, a school counselor, had a son named William Bradley on December 18, 1963, in Shawnee, Oklahoma. He and his younger siblings, Julie Neal and Douglas Pitt, were raised in Springfield, Missouri, where the family moved swiftly. Although he vacillated between atheism and agnosticism as an adult, he did grow up in a conservative Christian household as a Southern Baptist. He was able to reconcile his spiritual beliefs with his atheism in due time. Having grown up in an area with a lot of hills, a lot of lakes, Pitt has described Springfield as Mark Twain country or Jesse James country. He was a member of the golf, swimming, and tennis teams at Kickapoo High School. Along with performing in musicals and participating in debates, he was a member of the school's key and forensics clubs. Pitt went on to study journalism at the University of Missouri, specializing in advertising after finishing high school in 1982. Pitt was ill-prepared to settle down as graduation drew near. He packed up his life and headed west because films were his passion, even though he lived in Missouri. Pitt dropped out of college 2 weeks before he was supposed to graduate and moved to Los Angeles, where he did acting classes and was a hustler. He says that Mickey Rourke, Sean Penn, and Gary Oldman were his early acting idols. For the 1993 road movie California, Pitt reunited with Juliette Lewis. In the role of Early Grace, a serial killer and Lewis's abusive spouse, Pitt delivered a performance that Rolling Stone's Peter Travers praised as outstanding, all boyish charm, and then a snort that exudes pure menace. Pitt was also known for his brief appearance as Floyd, a stoner, in the cult classic True Romance, where he provided comedic relief to the action flick. The year came to a close with him being named Male Star of Tomorrow by Show West. Pitt played the role of Death in the 1998 fantasy romance film Meet Joe Black, in which he learnt the meaning of humanity by inhabiting the body of a young man. Some critics thought Pitt was underwhelming in the film, while others thought it was solid. According to San Francisco Chronicle writer Mick LaSalle, Pitt fell short of making the audience believe that he understood all there was to know about death and the afterlife. Pitt portrayed Tyler Durden in David Fincher's 1999 film Fight Club, adapted from a novel by Chuck Palahniuk. Pitt honed his boxing, taekwondo, and grappling skills for the role. After filming was over, he even consented to have some of his front teeth extracted and replaced. Pitt, in promoting Fight Club, said that the film was not about taking out your frustrations on other people, but about having an experience, taking a punch, and seeing how you come out on the other side. The film played its world premiere at the 1999 Venice International Film Festival. Critics were divided on the picture as a whole, but Pitt's performance was widely praised. Although his breakthrough role was in Thelma and Louise, fans praised Pitt for being even more physically dynamic, charismatic, and cool than before. Despite Fight Club's lackluster performance at the box office, the 2000 DVD release catapulted it into cult classic status. Pitt played the role of an Irish traveler boxer in Snatch, Guy Ritchie's 2000 gangster film, who had an accent that was difficult to understand. While many critics were critical of Snatch, the vast majority were complimentary of Pitt. Pitt gets the most laughs out of a role that only has one joke, Amy Taubin of The Village Voice said of Pitt, while Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle said that Pitt was perfectly cast as an Irishman whose accent is so thick that even Brits struggle to understand him. LaSalle continued by saying that Pitt had been held back by roles that require deep thinking. But lately, he has discovered his talent for dark comedy and flashy extroversion, prior to Snatch. The following year, Pitt co-starred with Julia Roberts in the critically acclaimed but commercially successful romantic comedy, The Mexican. Tom Bishop, a CIA operative trained by Robert Redford's character, was Pitt's next role in the Cold War thriller Spy Game, which earned $143 million and was released in 2001. Though he enjoyed the picture, Salon.com's Mark Holcomb noted that neither Pitt nor Redford made the viewer feel much of an emotional connection. Pitt made an appearance in the 8th season of Friends on November 22, 2001, playing the role of a man who is resentful of Rachel Green, played by Jennifer Aniston, who was Pitt's wife at the time. He was nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a comedy series for this role. Pitt played the role of Rusty Ryan in the 2001 heist picture Ocean's 11, which was based on the Rat Pack classic from 1960. Alongside George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, and Julia Roberts, he was a member of a cast filled with A-listers. With critical acclaim and $450 million worldwide, Ocean's 11 was a smashing success at the box office. In 2 episodes airing in February 2002 on MTV's reality show Jackass, Pitt ran through Los Angeles with other cast members clad as gorillas and then participated in a staged kidnapping. Also that year, in George Clooney's directorial debut, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, he made a brief appearance. Pitt voiced the lead character in DreamWorks' 2003 animated feature Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas and Boomhauer's brother Patch, in an episode of King of the Hill. In 2003, he also dabbled in voice acting. Pitt played the part of Achilles in Troy and returned to his role as Rusty Ryan in Ocean's 12, both of which were major motion pictures in 2004. Prior to filming Troy, an adaptation of Homer's Iliad, he spent 6 months honing his sword skills. He was out for weeks due to a production-related Achilles tendon injury. Pitt did an outstanding job in the demanding part, according to Stephen Hunter of The Washington Post. 2 years ago, he co-founded Plan B Entertainment with Jennifer Aniston and Brad Gray, the CEO of Paramount Pictures. Their debut feature, Troy, was their first production. With the best male chemistry since Paul Newman and Robert Redford, CNN's Paul Clinton lauded Pitt and Clooney's on-screen chemistry, which contributed to Ocean's 12's $362 million worldwide gross. In Doug Liman's 2005 action comedy Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Pitt portrayed the role of John Smith. The plot revolves around a bored married couple who discover they are actually hired killers assigned to eliminate each other. Pitt and Angelina Jolie's chemistry as Pitt's character, Jane Smith's wife, earned the picture good reviews overall. Noting that, despite the story seems a bit all over the place, the film manages to shine through its lively charm, energetic pace, and the intense chemistry between the stars. The Star Tribune noted that Mr. and Mrs. Smith was one of 2005's top hits, earning $478 million worldwide. In Alejandro González Iñárritu's multi-story drama Babel, Pitt co-starred with Cate Blanchett for his subsequent project. According to the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, Pitt's performance was praised for being believable and adding extra attention to the film. In hindsight, Pitt said that accepting the part was among his finest professional decisions. At both the 2006 Cannes Film Festival and the 2006 Toronto International Film Festival, the film was featured in a special presentation. The film Babel received 7 nominations for both the Academy and Golden Globe Awards. Pitt was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and the film won the Golden Globe for Best Drama. The Departed, produced by Pitt's company Plan B Entertainment, took home the Best Picture Oscar that year. In spite of Pitt's on-screen producer credit, only Graham King was officially considered for the Academy Award. Pitt appeared in Ocean's 13 in 2007, reprising his role as Rusty Ryan for a third film. Despite taking in $311 million worldwide, this sequel was a financial disappointment compared to the original two film. The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford, a Western drama released in 2007, starred Pitt as the American outlaw Jesse James. The film was adapted from a 1983 novel of the same name by Ron Hansen. Pitt won the Volpe Cup for Best Actor at the 64th Venice International Film Festival for his performance in the film, which was directed by Andrew Dominik and produced by Pitt's company, Plan B Entertainment. The film premiered at the 2007 Venice Film Festival, where Pitt portrayed a character that was both frightening and charming, as pointed out by Louis Beale of Film Journal International. At the 2008 festival, he finally received the accolade he had been waiting for. At the beginning of 2019, he considered it his favorite film of all time. Burn After Reading, a black comedy Pitt co-starred in with the Coen brothers in 2008, was his subsequent role. Critical reception was positive. The Guardian called it a tightly wound, slickly plotted spy comedy, and noted that Pitt's turn was among the film's funniest moments. His next role was as protagonist Benjamin Button in 2008 director David Fincher's film The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, based on a loose adaptation of a short story by F. Scott Fitzgerald from 1921. By F. Scott Fitzgerald. A man who is born an elderly man and experiences reverse aging is at the center of the story. The Baltimore Sun's Michael Sragow called Pitt's performance as Benjamin Button a timeless masterpiece due to Pitt's sensitive acting. Pitt received his first Screen Actors Guild Award nomination, his fourth Golden Globe nomination, and his second Oscar nomination, all for Best Actor, for this performance. With a global gross of $329 million, the picture was nominated for 13 Oscars. Pitt had a major role in David Ayer's WW2 film Fury, which he also wrote and directed. Shannon Werif, Logan Lerman, Michael Pena, and Jason Isaacs were also cast in the film. Released to the public on October 17, 2014. With over $211 million worldwide and rave reviews from critics, Fury was a commercial and critical smash when it ended its run. Pitt co-starred with Jolie in 2015's By the Sea, her third feature film as director. The film is a romantic drama about a troubled marriage and was adapted from Jolie's screenplay. They hadn't worked together since Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005, so this was their first feature film. Pitt produced and co-starred in the biographical comedy drama The Big Short, which also starred Christian Bale, Steve Carell, and Ryan Gosling. It was his subsequent project. With over $102 million globally and positive reviews from critics, the picture was another commercial and critical triumph. Best Picture was one of 5 nominations, and it was Pitt's third nomination for his role as producer. Pitt played a Nazi assassin in Robert Zemeckis' 2016 romantic thriller Allied, in which Marion Cotillard's character falls for a French spy while working to assassinate a high-ranking German official. A satirical war comedy that he co-produced and starred in, War Machine, premiered on Netflix in 2017. Pitt appeared on The Jim Jefferies Show, a late-night talk show, multiple times in 2017 in the role of weatherman. There was a little holdup before David Fincher was confirmed to direct the sequel to World War Z, which was announced in 2016. Budget issues led to its eventual shelvement. Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio reunited after working together in The Departed, in which Pitt produced and DiCaprio starred, in Quentin Tarantino's 2019 picture Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where they both played stunt double Cliff Booth. He was honored with Best Supporting Actor statuettes at the Golden Globes, BAFTAs, Screen Actors Guild, Critics' Choice, and Oscar ceremonies for his performance in the film. Brad Pitt won his first Oscar for acting and his second overall. He played the role of space engineer Roy McBride, who is searching for his father in James Gray's 2019 space epic Ad Astra. One of his best performances, it showcases how passivity can be a potent weapon in self-defense, and he received rave reviews for it. Pitt was nominated for a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a comedy series in 2020 for his portrayal of Dr. Anthony Fauci in Saturday Night Live's Cold Open. Using his Chateau Miraval in southern France as a base, Pitt entered the music industry in 2021 as a partner with French record producer Damien Quintard. Miraval Studios was inactive for 20 years before reopening in 2022. Notable artists who recorded at the original studio include Pink Floyd, Muse, Sade, AC/DC, The Cranberries, and many more. Pitt co-starred with Margot Robbie from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in Damien Chazelle's Babylon, and David Leitch's Bullet Train in 2022. He is expected to earn $30 million for his role as an actor and producer in Joseph Kosinski's Formula One racing film F1, which was released on January 5, 2022. In John Watts's comedy thriller Wolves, which came out in September 2024, he reunited with George Clooney. Like, subscribe, and click the next video button on your screen if you liked this one.